He's Jeremy Roenick, the NHL analyst on NBC Sports Network. JR, good to have you back. So what exactly does this mean? What should the average sports fan take from this, not just the hockey fan?
Well, I mean, look what they're doing, and at the time of the National Hockey League, when it's I think as good as it's ever been. The parity is so good. The players are so good. There's so many good teams, and the Chicago Blackhawks just roll over 22 without a loss in regulation. That's and if you go back to last year, it's 28. So it's just when you think it's going to end. Yesterday, it's 1-0 late in the game. You think it's going to end. They find a way to get it done, and that's a very, very difficult team to play against the Chicago Blackhawks. Obviously, everybody says, well, they're going to win the Cup. Well, obviously, they're the favorites to win the Cup. They're sick impressive. What a great game yesterday.
Okay, but who is comparable to them? If we're looking at the Blackhawks, now they're the Stanley Cup favorites. They weren't at the beginning of the year. Who would be, you had the Kings who trying to repeat. Who else is up there that you look at and you say they're going to be a formidable opponent?
Well, I mean, there's only a couple teams I think you can look at because of maybe similar streaks. The Boston Bruins in the East, they seem to be, the powerhouse of the East because you just, with Malkin being out in Pittsburgh and the Rangers floundering, you never know who's going to come out of that East. Out West, if it wasn't for the Blackhawks on a run, the Ducks, everybody would be talking about Anaheim. They had a tough game the other day against Phoenix, but this team has been absolutely on fire too. So, I don't think there's anybody close, but if you go by just records this year and how they've played, those two teams are really the only teams that I see, getting close to them.
Why do you think that the sports world hasn't embraced this streak with the Blackhawks?
Because it's hockey, unfortunately, and still everybody's talking about football because the draft's coming up, so everybody's talking about football and the NFL, which is totally beyond me. I'm a football fan too, but I'm totally engulfed in the NHL season. Yeah, baseball's starting up, so everybody's excited about spring training. But it's an impressive thing in sports. They're only, if you go back to last year, they're only 7 games away from the all-time record of non-losses in regulation. That's insane in a time like this. I wish everybody would wake up for sure.
Also, Sidney Crosby's story has gone under the radar. That he's back and leading the league in points and assists, and nobody's talking about Sidney Crosby.
It's pretty amazing to me, and he's done it quietly because the Pittsburgh Penguins aren't blowing teams out. They're struggling to find their consistency. Now Malkin's out, so Sidney's going to have to rise to the occasion, and again, he is doing that. I think he's trying to prove to people again that he is one of the best in the world, and he's playing fantastic hockey. But the team has to win in order for him to get the accolades, and they have to win consistently.
Well, that's what I look at with the Blackhawks. This is nice, but it's a nice regular season number, and it's going to come down to the postseason. Some teams are built for the regular season. Some are built for the postseason. Are the Blackhawks a regular season or a postseason team?
I think they're both because they're only 3 years removed from the Stanley Cup. They still have players, they're core players that were on that Stanley Cup team, and I think they're deeper. Their goaltending, if you watch that goaltending exhibition from Corey Crawford and Jimmy Howard yesterday, it was absolutely spectacular, save after save. And the reason why the Hawks continued their streak yesterday is because of Corey Crawford. He was absolutely spectacular and made save after save after save to keep that team close. And that's one thing they haven't had in the last couple of years as a goaltender that did that. And, I think he's really grown as a goaltender, and that makes him all the more strong. You're not talking about them a lot in terms of their star players. Yeah, Patrick Kane's having a career year, but everybody on that team is contributing. They have 1 first line and three second lines. It's amazing how deep they are.
JR, always good to talk to you. And
absolutely.
We'll talk to you soon.
Hey, by the way, my buddy Andy Melk says, get on the golf course, you're going to steal your wallet.
I can't play because of a bad shoulder. I carried ESPN for 18 years.
I think that's why he said that, because he's afraid of you, but that was all right.
I know better. Thank you, JR.
All right, miss you lots. Talk to you later. Thanks for having me on.
All right. JR.